Today's Friday, it's the 18th of April, it's 2025, not just any old Friday, today's Good Friday, and so it's a public holiday, and we've just come down to catch the bus into Palma, and hopefully we're going to catch at least one of the processions, so let's see. Oh, we just managed to get the bus in to Palma. We're actually in Plaza España. It's surprisingly busy for a public holiday. And
the bus was, wasn't it?
The bus was full. Bars are pretty full. And lots of people just milling around. But there won't be workers because all the offices and that sort of thing will be shut.
It's a lottery ticket.
Pardon?
I guess a lottery ticket.
Still very windy. Anita's going to get a lottery ticket. Well, she's got the lottery ticket. You see people
Bubble tea.
Dressed up. There's a couple of girls, and they're all getting ready for the procession. So if we follow them, I don't think we'll be able to because they're going very quickly. We'll know where it all starts. There's people with bags, so they haven't been shopping, so there must be some shops open.
Che patinava, no? Claro, lo que pasa es que eso ya es como...
The street artists here doing their caricatures. I'm always impressed by how these people work and how incredibly good they are. Certainly don't have that artistic talent. This is the church which I come past regularly and I never see it open, and there's a lady out cleaning the steps. And actually there's a sign in there I've never seen before. It said no cameras inside.
I think the shops are open.
So this is San Miguel. It's Good Friday and some of the shops are clearly open. Even the pharmacy across there is open. Someone else getting off to join the procession. Would you go in here for a coffee?
Very nice.
They're open. This is cappuccino. Well, we've stopped in cappuccino and got our coffees. So, cheers everyone. Lovely surroundings. And just to show you the lovely surroundings where we are. It is really quite a nice, special place. You will pay a little bit more for a coffee, but it's just a very nice place to sit. Spend a little bit of time. We did go out to the garden, but it's a bit windy out there, and even that area just a bit inside was a bit too breezy, so we've moved in It's like a little courtyard area. Well, that's the bill, and it does seem a bit expensive for Mallorca, but we are in these beautiful surroundings. So that's cappuccino. We're going to make our way down San Miguel, and just as I've come outside, just noticed in the middle, if you look down, this is wax. Trails of wax from the candles of previous processions. The processions have been going on since last Friday.
Every day?
Every evening. Several of them from different... So some nights there's been more than one procession. Tonight I think it's just the one. And I think a lot of people will be in town just to see this particular one. It's the Olivar Market, Papa Olivar. Some more of the people who are going to be in the procession later on.
Remember once we met some people who didn't even know the procession was going to be on?
Oh, we did, didn't we? Yeah. Ah, yes, you're right, we did. We actually sat.
I thought we were there. Were you there?
I was outside Desigual.
Yeah. That's where we were.
Yeah. Churches, they're all open. They'll be showing off their finery in there. That one, I always find that one particularly fascinating. Ooh, a
Might have a ham sandwich.
I think you might want to get one of those, darling.
You want to get one now for later?
He's just got herself a bag full of stuff there. Water.
Agua Columbus.
My goodness.
It's cold. I'm sure we were by the floor to south because we went in the
Oh, it was here. It was by Pull and Bear. I think it was here. Yeah, it was sat on that wall. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that was last year or the year before, but some street entertainers. There's a new ramp outside the San Miguel church. Getting closer now to Plaza Mayor. It's one of the places where there's a little bit of street art that I do like.
That's a Banksy.
Like a Banksy, isn't it? This is Plaza Mayor. This is the plaza that's going to be changed over the next few years.
What they're going to do?
Well, down below there, it's where the galleries were. We used to have a little shopping precinct all underneath here. We used to go there a lot years ago, but then they closed it down for whatever reason, and now it's completely derelict down there. So they've had a competition amongst the architects to see what they can actually do with this this fantastic square. And well, the plan that won, the architect's plan that won, involves actually making a really big hole somewhere around here, I think. And it will be on 2 levels. There'll be shops down below, and well, we'll see what comes of it. See the restaurants.
When they start doing that?
Well, I suppose when they've got the money. Obviously, I don't think they start until after the season, so maybe looking into the winter we might see something. Just pointing out that some of the restaurants are actually very busy. It's quite late afternoon now. What time is it? 5:45, and the procession that we're aiming to see is due to start at 7 o'clock. And it will be coming up not as far as Plaza Mayor. Chairs have been taken in there.
Go down looking in the Mallorca shop.
I think that the procession we come to watch is going to come off that road there. We're going to go walk down here. It's a busy shopping street. Even on a Good Friday, it's looking pretty busy. Pretty, aren't they?
Lovely. I love these old things.
they have those in store, some stores.
So Serena's booked to go to Amsterdam in this Eurocamp
Oh, very nice.
for 4 days.
4 days camping in a tent.
I think so.
I say in a tent because she has been in a caravan before. This is the Barcelona shop. She's closed. And my guess is, I'm guessing that the Mallorca shop will be closed too. Oh no, Mallorca shop's open and Abdon's there greeting everyone. This is Abdon Pratt, who's our number 9. It's a wonderful building, this one. Lovely architecture, and leads us up into Plata Court. Plata Court is the town hall.
There's the floor de sale, so we were on that corner last time.
This is the town hall, Ayuntamiento, and then the banners here are out, and the flags at half-mast. And look, here's one that's going to be in the procession on its way over the bumpy road.
That's on wheels.
Hope it's tied on properly. This is one that's on wheels. They're all on wheels. Some of them are going to be carried, and they are very, very heavy, and you'll get 20, 30 people underneath.
We'll just sit down here for a bit.
So the time's just coming up to 5 to 6 in the evening, and we've just been for a drink in the Cafe Cappuccino, and this is the Hotel Cappuccino right in front of the town hall. 5-star hotel, luxury. police are going to be out this evening. Sorry?
You remember I got Laura something from this shop?
Yeah. What did you get for her? Some salt? Some salt from Estrenk. This isn't the procession, this is the build up to the procession, things moving into place.
Wow, those flowers are beautiful.
So a little bit later on, this is the way the procession is going to be coming, but be coming towards us. One year we did actually stand on the corner here. Do you remember standing just here?
Yeah, we did.
It was dark, I think. And because it's such a big event, we've got the TV cameras are going to be here as well. And I think people are already going to be setting up. The professionals. This is how the professionals do it. I carry a camera that fits in the palm of my hand, and they've got a huge camera, two huge cameras with huge lenses on them. Oh, and there's another one down here. Well, these people now, they're set up, and they're going to be standing here, or sitting here, for the procession to come by, and it's got to come through this narrow street. In years gone by, we've actually stood in the street. We've stood in here with Theo and Jean.
We stood near the cathedral with them and we watched it.
Down here.
That was a long time ago.
This is another 5-star hotel with a Michelin. Michelin recommended. No, this is where it all starts, and this is where all the procession and people in the procession are going to be congregating, and so we've got all of the I don't know what you call these things, but they're all here. So if we can just walk around a little bit here and see them, because it will be getting dark later on. Get to see them. Everyone's assembling now, and there's another 45 minutes or so before it's due to start, so we're just going to find somewhere to sit down. You see lots of people walking towards us who are going to be taking part, and we're actually walking down Romagnol now. This is Romagnol Street, if you like, and some of them are dressed looking like weightlifters with belts on and things. That's because they're going to be carrying these incredibly heavy.
I thought they were all off to the airport.
Looks like they've got things around their necks to support them, but it's all to help do the carrying.
And a beer before the stuff.
A beer and lots of sandwiches. Sandwich shops are doing well tonight. And if you've been watching my videos walking around Palma, one of the places I end up coming is down here to the building that we're actually heading towards, which has got scaffolding outside and a big crane, and that is the Templar Gates. So it's from the Knights Templars, and they're now restoring it to make it into a museum, cultural centre. And our work's obviously progressing on that. There's still a way to go.
Who does that belong to?
I guess it belongs to the government, the council. I think they're the ones footing the bill. I think there might be some European money coming in as well. Soldiers here. I watched a thing in Malaga where they were marching through the streets. Eduardo sent to me, and in exactly this uniform. Most impressive. There's one on its way to join the procession, followed by another. And these are being pushed along rather than carried. Well, it's now just 7 o'clock, and I think actually something unusual in Spain. It's happening on time. If you look at the church now, I'm going to have to put the camera up high and see the procession starting out of the church. Here we go.
They can't stand up in there, can they?
I'm standing up with it.
It's their football changing room in there, I bet. You think they'd all have to be the same height, wouldn't you, all of them?
There's obviously a lot more to go on, but I'm not going to be able to stand much longer. My back's beginning to ache, so we're going to be going all through the night, I think. Let's take one last look. Well, these are always fascinating events, and I'm glad we've been able to get a little bit of it in this evening. But it's going to go on for much longer. The light's going to fade and my back's going to fade as well. So thanks very much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.
Bye.
I've got to add a little postscript because we've just come across this part of the procession. We're just going to head up. That's something I wasn't expecting to manage to catch, but this is the beginning of the procession. It's come all the way around, and it finishes just, well, we're right by our bus stop now. That is our bus stop.